Hey, welcome back to the Complete Game Coaching community. All right, today we're here at the end of November. It's right around Thanksgiving. First, I hope you have a lot to be grateful for. We all have a lot to be grateful for despite the challenges we've faced the last 2 years. I'm grateful that you watch these coaching videos every week. But I also hope you're taking the time right now to sit down and start thinking about how you're gonna make 2022 the best year you've ever had. Now, if you are in sales, you're producing, you've got to grow a book of business, I want you to think about 3 things as you plan your 2022. The goal is to get more clients, right? That's the obvious goal. We want to grow our clients, our revenue, our book of business. But to do that, there are 3 things we have to do very well. And you have to think about how you are going to implement this into your strategy next year. Number 1, attract. You have got to attract the right prospects. I don't care what strategies you're using, whether it is cold calling, emails, LinkedIn, public speaking, webinars, you name it. What are you doing to attract the right prospects into your world? You have to have a system. Now, here's the key. Just because someone's attracted to you doesn't mean the prospect's ready to buy. One of the biggest gaps I see with brokers right now, the biggest struggles they have and where they feel they're not getting engagement with their prospects is when they get a prospect on the phone, the prospect shows interest but says, you know what, not right now, calls back in 6 months. And at that moment, that broker does nothing from the day they had that conversation to the 6-month period. So when they call the prospect back, the prospect doesn't remember them. That call is just as cold as it was the first time they called them. You have got to do something to nurture these prospects. Keep them interested. Even though they're not ready to buy right now, if you nurture them enough, when they're ready, they're gonna buy from you. In 2015, I started sharing my monthly newsletter. Now, at that time, it was nothing more than an email that went out to a bunch of prospects. I attached a PDF, and every PDF every month had one strategy I wanted to share with them. Yeah, I gave away the farm. I shared a lot. I took the risk that my prospects could take my information and give it to their broker to see if he or she could implement it as well. But here's what happened. In 1 year, sharing a PDF of some strategies that I wanted to talk about, I wrote $180,000 of business just on the newsletter alone, because those prospects that I sent it to every month started reaching out to me. They realized that I was bringing more value to them than their current broker had in over 2 or 3 years. So the nurturing your prospects is just as important as attracting them. What is your system you're going to implement next year? It might be something as simple as a newsletter. What are you going to do to nurture your prospects so that when the day comes that they're ready to buy, you are the only person they're thinking about? And then the third thing is converting them, selling them. You have got to have a system that is going to put you in the best position to convert them. What's your process? I challenge you to break down your process into 3 steps. What are your differentiators? What do you do that is completely different from your competition? What do you do that takes a prospect who is currently unhappy and makes them a thriving client? That is the system I'm talking about when it comes to converting your prospects. Too many brokers are stuck recreating the wheel with every single prospecting opportunity they have, and that's why they're coming in second place all the time. So as you sit down, you do your 2022 planning, I want you to think about these 3 things. What are you gonna do this next year to share your message far and wide to attract the right prospects? What are you gonna do to nurture them, to continue bringing them value so hiring you becomes a no-brainer? And then what's your system for converting them when you get the chance to win the business? What's your process? What's your system that you walk your prospects through that puts you in the best position to win every single time? You lock those 3 things in, I promise, 2022 is gonna be one of the best years you've ever had. Now, I do wanna make this announcement like I did last week. If you wanna get this done, if you wanna lock this in, I invite you to join the Broker Branding Academy. It starts January 18th. We're limiting it to 20 advisors, 20 and vendor partners. It's first come, first serve. It just takes $500 right now to lock in your seat. If you want to jump on a call to learn more, I'm happy to do that as well. But this is the key to next year. If you want to build a brand your prospects love, build systems to attract them, to nurture them, and then convert them, and I promise 2022 is going to be freaking amazing. Go make it happen today.